Hey there guys, welcome back to Anthony Reviews, where Anthony reviews. And it's that time again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, around the beginning of each year, I like to go ahead and do a collection tour of the entire apartment here. So we show my action figures, my collectibles, my girlfriend's figures, and all of her fun stuff. So we're going to be seeing a lot of different Marvel Legends, DC Universe Classics, WWE, Power Rangers, Dinosaurs, all sorts of cool stuff. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Oh my goodness, let's get started. So Ray is over here. She's reading some comics. Ray, what are you reading?
Harleen currently.
Oh, okay. Is it good?
Yes.
Neat. So over here, you'll notice we've got this little display. Not a whole lot, but we do have a Jurassic Park Velociraptor and Batman, and then Joaquin Phoenix's starring grand role in the film Brother Bear. I recommend listening to the commentary for that. Very good. Over here, we've got the sort of media display, and of course, it wouldn't be us without having some action figures to go along with it. So here, we've got the Green Goblin display. Norman Osborn, such a wonderful man. And then here, we've got the sort of classic style Avengers. Just sort of bits and pieces from Hasbro's recent figures they've put out. But I think they all look really good together. Not too bad. Then over on the other side here, we have Lex Luthor himself. Various sort of periods of Lex Luthor. And I don't know. I like Lex. I like Norman. I like these billionaire geniuses. So I thought I'd give them their own spot on the shelves here. We got a whole lot of WWE wrestling figures. My goodness. Now, if you're a Mattel sort of WWE collector, you're probably thinking, this ain't a whole lot. But considering I collect a whole bunch of other stuff, I'd say it is. So we've got just some various gentlemen here on this side. You know, if I like the wrestler, if I like the figure, I'll pick it up. You know, I'm not trying to like complete a roster or anything like that, but there are certain people that I think I should have in my collection. And, you know, it's not a huge priority of mine, but if I see a good figure, I'll pick it up. Got some more over here. Very, very cool. And then as a side here, we've got Robocop and Lion-O. And then we've got Gohan and Piccolo. Yeah, just some odds and ends. You know, things that really can't go anywhere else, but they're there. So there's that. Anyways, so let's move up from here and get to the main bulk, shall we? So this is the DC, mainly Mattel, but DC shelf. So this is the Justice League that I've got set up here. You know, I've got the main sort of group that you would usually think of, and then some other various Justice League members, you know, that just people you see and you go, hey, they're in the Justice League, right? And you'd be correct. So obviously I'm not going to name off everybody, but just to get a nice look of all the varying members, you know, just to kind of see what we've got here. Yeah, very cool. So there's the Justice League. You know, if you're going to have a DC collection, you should probably have a Justice League of sorts. And then moving down, you know, it's going from the Justice League to the Teen Titans. So back there we have sort of the OG Teen Titans assortment. Sort of the classic sort of Marv Wolfman era Teen Titans characters. And then in front of here we have sort of a more modern, Rebirth-esque kind of a take on things. So you've got like Beast Boy and the new Wally West and Damian. I kind of have it split up so that like it's Damian, Dick, and Tim's sort of varying teams. So like Starfire is kind of like a mix of both. And you'll notice I'll have Starfire next door to Harper because of their Outlaw connections. And I'm over-explaining it, I know. I'm sure if you're looking at it, you're like, oh, I get it. But just sort of, just so you know, I'm aware of what I'm doing. So there's the Titans display shelf there. Going down a bit lower here, we have just sort of various collections. So we have the Bat family here. Lots of members. But of course, that Robin, the Damian Wayne Robin, because of just the way the scale works, you know, like for this one's in scale with the other Titans characters, but I feel like Damian should be a bit smaller if he's going to be standing next to this Tim Drake. So I decided to go for the Icons version, and then various versions of Batman back there. Next here we have the Lantern display. Of course, Mattel never put out a White Lantern Deadman. They put out a Deadman, but never a White Lantern Deadman. And then they never made Indigo. So Indigo 1, I had to go ahead and go with the DC Direct on that one. Still, though, I think they look really cool. And then here, I've got the sort of Death and Return of Superman grouping. Looks really cool. And then, just like the Batman, I have various versions of Superman, including the new Bizarro there, who is pretty cool. Can you guys hear a neighbor's dog? I know I can. Moving down, if you looked at my previous collection video, you'll notice that my villain shelf has definitely expanded. So we've got the Batman villains here. We've got that really awesome Killer Croc Build-A-Figure, Collect and Connect, whatever you want to call it. And then various rogues of sorts. That Mr. Freeze back there is a DC Direct, mainly because I feel like the old Mattel one doesn't really scale well anymore. So, yeah. Then we've got just sort of the standard Legion of Doom. You know, just your usuals. You know, I would like to expand this a bit more, but, you know, the Build-A-Figures for the old DC Mattel line is like, it's hard. It's hard to track those down and for a good price. And then just sort of an assortment of various other DC villains. Very cool. Down below, we just have the leftovers, I would say. So we have a bit of like a rebirth sort of section here with the Justice League. And then Lex Luthor, the Superman Lex Luthor figure. Still a big fan of this guy. And then the various characters, you know, just random assortment guys. Last shelf on here is the ultimate miscellaneous DC shelf. So just various characters, various lines, all sorts of fun stuff together. But, you know, it's just DC things that I can't part with. Because sometimes, you know, you look at your collection, you try to consolidate, you try to keep it down to something, and you realize that there's things that you just can't get rid of. You know, I can't get rid of those Gordons, so they go here. But it all looks really cool. It's a shame that Mattel had to lose the DC license. You know, I guess they were done with it. They didn't think it would make them enough money anymore. They had done everything they could. So it's gone on to other places. Mcfarlane, you know, those figures are already out by now. Well, you know, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how Spin Master does with their line. But Mattel, you may be gone, but you are not forgotten. And you're not gone. I mean, you've got WWE figures, and you've got Barbies, and you've got Jurassic Park, and all sorts of stuff. So you'll be fine. Over here, we've got the Marvel Legends collection. Now, these aren't the only Marvel Legends, mind you, but we'll get to some more. But here's the main bulk of the Marvel Universe display. So as you can see here, we have characters like the Guardians of the Galaxy. So a lot of space stuff that blends into like the Fantastic Four. And then going in the complete opposite direction of space, we've got the sort of street level characters. But hey, you know, the Fantastic Four, they're in New York. And then these guys, they live in New York. Most of the Marvel Universe lives in New York. So no matter which way you look at it, it works. But just some various cool Marvel characters here. Pretty happy with how this sort of expands over the years. At this point, I don't know what else to add. Like, I think I might be done. You know, I'm happy with how it looks, and we still needed an updated Falcon. You know, this is a Toy Biz one. Where's our Hasbro updated classic Falcon? It's a crime that we haven't gotten one yet. And whatever. But cool various characters here. And then, of course, the X-Men, the quote-unquote modern X-Men. You know, this isn't modern anymore, but it's the closest thing to a modern X-Men that I can have display, so. But, you know, whatever. Going down here, we've got some villains. So we have some various Spider-Man villains. You can kind of hardly see them, but there's, like, Sandman in the back there. And, you know, some other guys. And then going down here, we've got some more Spider-Man villains. What was that? Is that the star of the new Sony film, Morbius? Oh my goodness. Jared Leto, how you been? But yeah, there's some guys. There's some guys, cool. Speaking of Spider-Man, though, we do have the Spider-Verse shelf here. All sorts of some fun characters. It's really dark in there, and I apologize about that. But, you know, there's Spider-Man. You can see Spider-Man. He's right there. We know. We know, it's fine. You guys know who Spider-Man is. We got some Pop figures. You guys like Pops, right? I'm not the biggest fan of Pops, but, we've got some in the house, or the apartment, or wherever I live. Yeah, Pop figures. They bobble, because, Hasbro has the sort of reign on certain figures, so if they're bobbleheads, Funko can sell them. Fun fact, moving on over to the Dark Avengers shelf here. Once again, we still don't have a Dark Miss Marvel, so that Miss Marvel will have to take her place. I don't think we're ever going to get her, which is a shame. And then moving up, we have even more Marvel villains. I know what you're thinking, Anthony, why haven't you got the new Doctor Doom? And I say, I don't know, old-timey news reporter voice. I don't even know why you sound like that. You can't even see Abomination back there, but he's there. He's smiling. But Marvel villains. Cool Marvel villains. Alright. So, let me get back up. There's the Marvel display there. Looks really good. We're going to take a quick detour to the kitchen. I know you're thinking, the kitchen? The kitchen? Yeah, we're going to the kitchen. So here's the Batman Missions, Mr. Freeze, and Robin figures. I don't really have a place to put them, but I like them a lot. Honestly, this is the biggest sort of, you will be missed for Mattel. I thought, this is one of the last things they did, and I thought it was great. So, you will be missed, Batman Missions. Rest in peace. But seriously, to the kitchen. Really not a whole lot in the kitchen. There's the fridge there. Pretty cool. But if you look on top of the fridge, that's where the true magic happens. So we've got Big Henry. London's got Big Ben. I got Big Henry. We've got some Chris O'Donnell Robin merch back there. The Infinity Gauntlet. We've got some signed animated things. Kevin Conroy, Josh Keaton. I've got this Nightwing statue here. I've got a Dundee. I've got Flick and Batman, two of the greatest heroes the 90s had to offer. And speaking of the 90s, we've also got the Power Rangers. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of vintage Power Ranger stuff. I have a separate video showing these guys off, so if you want to watch that, check out my channel. And then you can't even see it. The glare is awful, but this is a VHS. It's signed by a whole lot of people. It's crazy. David Yost, Steve Cardenas, J. David Frank, Johnny Young Bosch, Paul Scheer. I'm just missing the ladies, and maybe some other people too. But yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, moving on to the rest of the collection. I think I'm speeding by pretty fast, guys. Let me know if you want to slow down. Not that it'll matter. We've got Batman, Superman here. This is the sort of Batman Superman corner. These are iconic characters of the DC universe, iconic characters in general, so they deserve their own corner. We've got the Superman collection here. Which one of these is your favorite Superman? Let me know. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, guys. I'm just trying to sound fun. I'm trying to sound energized. I'm not trying to come off like a jerk. Not like Doomsday, though. Doomsday is definitely a jerk. Look what he did to poor Superman here. That's ridiculous. But yeah, there's that. Best part about these videos, guys, is that if you don't want to listen to me, you can just hit mute, put on your favorite song, and let it play through the video. But for those who want to hear my great commentary, those are my Batman figures. A lot of varying lines, scales, colors. It's all Bruce Wayne, though, so there's that. And then we've got the classic Tom Hardy versus Christian Bale sort of face-off. Next to it here, I have a Doomsday Clock art piece with a button included, and then a Green Lantern art piece as well. These are both free, and I figured they'd look good framed. Honestly, if I could find Batman art to replace this isn't bad. It's just I'm not a huge fan of the comic itself, which I know a lot of people are going to be like, this is the best Green Lantern book since the last one. It's fine. It's not my favorite. So, yeah. We've got some more shelving here. Here's some of the girlfriend's items and things. This is a Twilight Barbie of Edward Cullen, which is good because, it's Batman, look, it's all there. There's Batman. We've got Voltron, the legendary defender himself, herself. I mean, all the lions don't have manes, right? So they're female, so her, but it's a robot, so it doesn't have Here's Palpatine. My girlfriend is often compared to Palpatine due to the way that the way they act, the way they dress, all that stuff. So you can't have that Emperor Palpatine without 2 royal guards at least. So there's the guards. Moving down here, we've got the Take a Shot Power Rangers Beast Morphers collection. It's my goal to have a complete collection of the figures that they release, just because this is Hasbro's, introduction, I guess, into the Power Rangers world. So I figured that I'd want to collect them all. But these are good figures. I like them. I don't have them all, but I'm working on it. Comment if you understand the reference. Here's some more of like the girlfriend's things mixed with some of my stuff. So just pops and some Raylo action for those interested. And then down here, just some of like my things. I've got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and those are Ray's. That's from Gundam Seed.
Yes.
Gundam Seed, and then some Metroid, because if you know me, I love me some Metroid, and I love Samus, so they gotta have some place on here. All right. Now this is 100% the girlfriend shelf. Let's go ahead and get a big shot of this. Oh my goodness. So this is all Jurassic Park / Dino themed. Let's go ahead and start at the top here. Oh my god. Oh, it's bright. So these are her Jurassic Pops. She collects the park Pops, not the world Pops. So she's got a whole bunch of them here, but they look really cool out of the box. There's the sexy Jeff Goldblum guy with Ellie Sattler, so that's cool. Dinosaurs. So these are the dinosaurs that, it's not really aligned to anything specific. So we've got some like retro Jurassic Park toys with some Dr. Pepper cans you'll notice here and there, and then some Power Rangers themed dinosaur stuff. And then we've got a toothbrush that was given to her as a gift, so my family gets her. That's good. Glad that relationship's going well. And some various other dinosaur things. So this is her Jurassic Park collection here. So these are all dinosaurs that are more so associated with the first 3 films as opposed to the World series. But it's a good collection, I would say. She's got a signed book there by Mr. Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, there you go. Down here we've got some more like World, or not World, bleh. I had a 50-50 shot and I missed. So we've got the park collections. We've got some park figures, some park dinos. We've got Hammond. He's next to the babies. We got the big old Spino. Look, it's like you're in the ride. Oh, brah. All right. Then some reference to World. So these are all 4 of the Raptors that he has. Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta. I don't know what that spells, but something like that. But there's the Chris Pratt figure. He's like, whoa, hey, I'm in a bunch of franchises now. It's kind of slowing down, though. I don't know what I'm going to be in next. Chris Pratt's a good guy. Here's all the World dinos. Dino DNA. Look at all these guys. They're all smiling for the camera. They know I'm filming. They're going, hello. They're pretty cool. A lot of cool colors. And down at the bottom, we've got some of the world's sort of iconic dinos. We've got the Indominus Rex and the Prince of Egypt, Mosasaurus, and then the Indoraptor, which is one of the best dinosaur toys this side of the Mississippi, whatever that means. Who is this guy? Or lady? Is that a dinosaur? Is that the one that sneezes on the child and then the other child says, God bless you? Who knows? It could be. No, it's the one that eats the leaves. Let's be honest. Let's be real here, folks. Wow. Nature. Anthony, you're really funny. Ray's got more toys. My goodness. So if you know her, she's a big Bucky Nat fan. Lots of Black Widow here. Lots of the Winter Soldier. She's only getting more and more. And with that new movie coming out, she's going to have even more merch. So be careful. Who's being careful? There's her first Hot Toys figure, the Infinity War Winter Soldier. So that's pretty cool for her. Statues and figures. Oh, more to come. Whoa. We've got some pops here. And then some various like Captain America things, because I feel like, you know, if you're gonna represent the Bucky Knight, you gotta pay respects, you know, to the man that made it all possible. And the lady. Peggy Carter's there too. And Ant-Man. Why does she have that? Who knows? She doesn't. She's got some other things on her desk, you know, some figures, some signed stuff. You know, well, there's that. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom on back and look, more Marvel Legends. You bet you thought you were done, but you're not, son. So here's the X-Men. This is a little crowded, but you know, there's a lot of, this is like the 90s, 80s display. So you've got X-Men good guys, X-Men bad guys, sort of a set in like appropriate little teams. So there's some X-Force in there. There's like Apocalypse and the Brotherhood and X Factor and all sorts of stuff. But the X-Men, you gotta love them. Below that is a person who probably has mixed feelings on the X-Men at best, is Steve Rogers. So it is my personal goal to have a one of each Marvel Legends Captain America Steve Rogers figure there is. And I'm getting pretty darn close. I think there might be like one or two older figures I don't own, but I think I'm pretty up to date, all things considered. So here they are. Pretty cool. The light is very bright. But yeah, you got movie guys, comic guys, all sorts of cool dudes. I'm a big fan of Captain America, if you hadn't guessed. Okay. Steve Rogers, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Moving down, we've got the MCU shelf. I feel like I'm kind of done with the MCU. There's not really more where I can go. So here they are. I was just about to start singing the SCU for those who watch AEW, but with MCU. And then I stopped. So SCU. Yeah, just like that. But there you go. There's the Guardians and the Avengers and all sorts of people. Moving on down, we've got the main man who can take on the Avengers. It's Thanos himself. So I've got tons of little Thanos collectibles and figures and comics and all sorts of stuff. There's that piece back there. You see his big old face. Oh yeah, I mean, I love Thanos. He's one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters. So I like to have him well represented in the collection. Thanos. Here's the Wolverine. So my girlfriend is a big fan of X-23 and the Wolverine in general. So this is her Wolverine collection. She's trying to do a nice sort of collection of all the different Marvel Legends Wolverine figures. That's quite an undertaking, but hey, you know, she's doing pretty good, all things considered. There's still some she's missing, but, you know, that's expected. All right. Moving down, we have just a random assortment of Marvel characters. Some I like, some my girlfriend likes, you know, some we both like, but just some random guys. Nothing out of the ordinary, I promise. It's just your typical group of Marvel people. So really, that is it for the living area. You know, we've got we went to the living room, and I guess whatever you'd call this little section. This is supposed to be where you're supposed to put like a dining room table, but it's just sort of the toy corner. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and move back to the bedroom. Oh, here we go. There's a Star Wars poster. You guys like Star Wars? You might hate Star Wars. I understand. So here's the bedroom. Oh man, let's start up here in the corner. So as you guys have already seen, my girlfriend and I, we like Captain America and Black Widow. So we bought those figures, and they've been there for over 2 years now. Got a nice shield. We've got some Ninja Turtles here. Ninja Turtles is one of those things where I wish I could collect more, but I just collect so much that I don't have time or space or money to really dedicate to them. So this is my very small Ninja Turtles appreciation. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's life. What are you gonna do? Moving over here, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the big one. Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. He's my favorite fictional character, period. So this is my collection. So we've got those three in box up there. Rest in peace, Mattel, DC. And then just here's some various Hal Jordans through the ages, all that stuff. It's very cool. Very cool. Very cool. What's your guys' favorite Hal Jordan? Yeah, so there's a bunch of cool stuff. And then moving down, we've got the Harley Quinn section. Once again, if you are familiar with my collection videos, you'll know that my girlfriend moved here and she wasn't able to take everything with her. So we're honestly still waiting for some stuff to arrive, but until then, this is the Harley Quinn stuff that she has. She was able to get the new Mcfarlane Harley Quinn figure. Pretty cool figure. I'm not going to lie, I like it. It's different, but it's still clearly animated Harley. I like that it comes with like a card, so that's cool. But she's got some statues, she's got some figures. It's neat. Moving on down here, as I mentioned before with the Beast Morphers figures, Hasbro is, taking over the Power Rangers license, and they've decided to do the Lightning Collection, which is their version of Marvel Legends or Star Wars Black Series or whatever you may have. And so, as of right now, I own every single one. There is a new wave that's sort of out, but not really out. I've got that coming. But for now, everything that's like officially out, I own. So there's a lot of cool figures here. My plan is to own them all. We'll see. We'll see how that goes, I guess. But there's some really good figures in here. I'm super happy with how this line turned out. So that's pretty cool. And then down below is sort of just an assortment of Power Ranger things. My girlfriend's favorite team is Zeo. Well, it's one of her favorite teams, I should say. I can't say it's her definitive favorite team, but she loves Zeo. So there's the Zeo team right there. And then here's some random figures, some signed pieces, Morpher. And love, what's that? Is that some artwork in a book? The Immortal Red Fox, now available on Amazon.com. Wow. Various Power Rangers things. So yeah. Moving on to the desk, we have some wrestling figures and characters that I like. So we've got Kurt Angle. I love Kurt Angle. He's one of my all-time favorites. And then Seth Rollins, who I really enjoy too. And then the ringside exclusive Undertaker as Kane, which is really neat. Yeah. And then like a little shout out, Sydney, Australia. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, no big deal. Moving on down, we have an assortment of Star Wars 3 3/4 inch figures. Can't really see it too well, but, just random guys. We've got the Hot Toys Anakin Skywalker. This is my first Hot Toys figure. Right now it's my only Hot Toys figure, but I love him. He's great. We've got the Arkham Asylum Batman figure. Check out my review on my channel for that. And then some various Cobra Commanders. And then Jaina Solo. I don't know where to put Jaina Solo. You'll see why in a moment, but she just sits on my desk because she's such a cool figure. We've got some various figures here, various characters, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, there's that. And then moving up here, we've got some in-box figures. Nothing really special, just some figures that I like them in the box. There's some that are signed, like that one signed by Charlie Cox. Those two figures are signed by Tara Strong. Nothing super, they're not like worth a whole lot of money. I just like the way they look. And I like having at least a portion of my collection on display in box. So there's that. Moving up here, we've got some Green Lantern comics. Sort of various important pieces that I have on display. So that's cool. We've got two of the NXT TakeOver figures. We've got Asuka. Very cool. Check out her YouTube channel. And then we've got Seth Rollins as well. So, very cool. Very cool. Here's Boom Studios WWE sort of issue 1 variant set. So it makes like a singular image. But if you were to ask WWE about this, they'd probably show you this. But if you were to ask AEW, they'd say, go watch Dynamite with Jon Moxley. If you don't watch wrestling, you're very confused right now. We've got some Starscream Collection here. Starscream is my personal favorite Transformer, and so I like to have him, shown off here with all the different figures. A lot of cool stuff. I have some friends that are like, if you had told me that all of these are the same guy, I probably wouldn't have guessed it. Even though a good chunk of them are red, white, and blue, but hey, I get it. This guy here doesn't exactly look like, that guy over there, so, I understand. And if a little Easter egg, if we can see it, back here, oh, it's on the other wing, isn't it? Well, that one's signed by Tom Kenny. That's all I wanted to say. My goodness. Down here, we have the Deathstroke and Nightwing collection. So I'm a big fan of both of these characters. I'm a fan of their interactions with each other and their dynamic. Deathstroke is Nightwing's main adversary in my opinion. He's his Lex Luthor, he's his Joker. So it's kind of a shame they don't play up that too much. I guess they did in DC's Titans, but we're not gonna talk about that. Anyways, here's some Dick Grayson Nightwing figures to show off for you. Pretty cool. And then here's some Deathstroke figures. Very cool. I do have videos showing off both of these more in detail, so go ahead and check those out on the channel there. And then down here, we have the Star Wars Black Series figures. It's dark because they're the Black Series, get it? So there's prequel era, and then sort of I guess still prequel, but all the other Disney stuff. And then you'll notice my OT is super small. And then Mandalorian, and then the Raylo trilogy. So there's that. But that's it, guys. That's the collection. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of everything. I'm pretty happy with the way my collection looks, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. I honestly really like seeing people's collections and how they display things, so I'm really happy to kind of do this once a year for you. Let me know if there's anything in the collection you want a closer look at, or have any questions about, or just want to talk toys. Hit me up. Make sure to like, subscribe. I'm at Anthony Lantern on both Instagram and as well as Twitter. I forgot what the other one was called, to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. And, oh my god, I completely forgot to show these off. So up here, I just have these two random figures, Mr. Freeze and the Schreiter. Those are two of my favorite villains. So they're just random figures that are on display there. I completely forgot to show that. And, for that, we're going to go ahead and end on Flick. So, Flick says, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.